Well, listen, people, I'm going to be very laid back today, almost by design. One, because it's a Friday and it's been a busy week. We'll talk about that week in just a few minutes and what maybe the week in the life of a mayor. I'll just run down the stops, the meetings, and then just kind of the life of putting yourself out there like this. I'll share it with you here in just a little bit. On one day, it's illegal to pay somebody to vote. But on the next day, being election day, it's legal to pay somebody to canvass. Even though they don't canvass, even though they don't go to a house, they hop on a bus, they go down, they vote, they come back, and they cash a $75 check. So the day before, it's illegal. The next day, completely legal, or at least enough gray area.
I think a lot of what that is they pay somebody $75 to go find 5 friends to take to the poll. Hey, here's $75. Sure. I want you to go over there.
As long as you bring 5 friends that get a $75 check as well, Jack, you're exactly right. So gray that they don't even go after it to prosecute. Not this ethics guy I just talked about. I handed over the 65 $75 checks, fanned out on the table, cashed at the same liquor store, deposited at the same bank. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, well, it was illegal yesterday, but today's election day, so it's called canvassing, and they can pay. They brought 5 friends. They hopped on a bus.
It's like ballot harvesting. On the right, we say, well, that can't be fair because it's you don't know where those ballots came from. But on the left, it's like, oh, well, what's wrong with it? As long as people get the vote, we need to get these votes in. Hey, getting these votes in is important. And I'm like, no, it's not.
If you oppose it, Jack, you're suppressing.
I don't care. I am suppressing those votes because they're not. I am blatantly coming out right now saying I think we should suppress the vote. I think suppressing the vote needs to be done because a lot of people who aren't allowed to vote are voting because we're making it too easy.
Jack has long thought that you should have to test to get to the front door.
I think voting should be hard. I don't think it should be this easy. And I don't care if you think anything negative about me because I'm an old man and I'm going to die in the near future. So it doesn't matter what you think of me.
Yeah.
Colonel and I comment on that.
I have a political comment for the day. Okay, if you want to go to a Trump rally or go shopping or go out to eat or go to a ball game, you can't because you could spread the virus. But we'll welcome in tens of thousands of migrants in one big group, unchecked from disease-ridden nations. Is this correct?
Colonel, I'm gonna give you the 2 hot spots, and they actually call them the hot spots of the globe. It's Arizona and California.
Gee, I wonder why that is.
Well, I'm going to ask, what do they have in common? Large, massive, unchecked migrant populations. Thank you for
and based on my work in the intelligence community for 14 years, including the national level, and my training in biochemical warfare, because I was a battalion biochemical warfare officer, this thing was engineered. This was not natural.
Agreed. Colonel, thank you.
I'll leave you with that.
No discussion. Very little at all, excuse me. Hitting the floor and symbolically impeaching him all over again in the House. Of course, it'll go nowhere. But from one discussion midweek last week by somebody who's a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat to this craziness that they're now talking about today. The man's out in a matter of, 8 days? Am I correct? Yes. Packing his bag, and now every speech sounds just like that, concession, and it'll be a peaceful transition, and we'll take him at his word. But to do the dog and pony show that they're going to try and do today, and I think and if you catch some of the talking heads, Pelosi and the rest of them, they're in a big hurry to do it. I think that's a massive mistake, and that's me inside myself saying it. That's me stepping outside myself and saying it. Wrong, and wrong again on about 50 fronts. If you can't see that, then you're not that big person that can. And then another bunch of preachers condemning it. I expect forgiveness from them first and foremost. So let's go. Let's move on. Put the blinders on. Look forward. Look forward to what you think the country will look like, and you're not whatever they're about to do. I don't get it.
And so
that is why the Democrat Party doesn't have any quality people.
Right.
They do not. They do not have one quality person in the Democratic Party. They're all either trolls or scumbags, like this Ossoff character. He is horrible. I don't know how he got elected.
So not true. There's not true. The ones that seem to lead or be the most visible are the most bizarre. Absolutely. But there are some solid people standing over there. I don't know why
they're not in leadership positions.
Correct.
The fact is that happens in every election. Now, they don't go by the number of dead people who voted. They go by, did this sway the election left or right? Did it do one way or the other?
They walk away from what was an obvious problem.
That's why whenever you hear a news report, they say there's no evidence of they don't say there's no evidence of election fraud. They say there's no evidence of widespread. That's the word. That's the key word. Widespread election fraud, which actually there is.
And to both of you opposed, the only prosecution of any fraud whatsoever has been out of Texas. Am I correct? That one lady who
got a slap on the
wrist. Hundreds of ballots.
And she'll get a slap on the wrist and a reduced sentence at some point. What's really even worse about it is the judges. Judges do not do not want these cases coming before them. That's why it didn't go to the Supreme Court. That's why it keeps getting thrown out. They say, "Oh, they don't even want to look at the evidence," and that's what's so sad about it. They don't want to look at the evidence and no, I don't even want to start on there. We're not going to go there.
Yep, because we had the same thing in Brooks County in 2010 when they had the voter fraud.
Yeah, I remember when that happened.
The judges kept throwing it out, or they actually kept causing mistrial.
They call mistrial or recusing themselves. So what they do, they recuse themselves. They have to get another judge. Oh, I don't want to look at this case. That's basically what they're saying is, I don't want to be involved in this case.
Yeah,
why? I don't know.
Makes the whole election dubious, when you throw in the machines too. So anyhow, that was something that's been bothering me. I'm just somebody needs to be held accountable, and finds a judge with kahunas to put some people in jail for it.
All right, thanks, Colin.